Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you and welcome back to the channel where for the first time we're joined in my garage in Frankfurt by the Porsche 911 GT3, now in its permanent home here in Germany, hence the left-hand drive and the German number plate. Obviously we had an amazing trip, picking it up at Topaz Detailing in London, driving it for the first time, joined by the GT R, the 675 LT and the GT8, to Paris, to a supercar convoy from Esse, to the Nurburgring, where we took all four onto the Nordschleife and the Grand Prix circuit, and there's going to be much more where that came from because this car is now nearly run in. When it's finished, we can go to 9,000 RPM and do many more laps of the green hell. I'm looking forward to that in the green frog right behind me. Today's video, though, is actually going to be about the Mercedes, the AMG GT R. So I've been talking to RENNtech Europe, based at the Nurburgring, and we've been discussing making this car a little bit louder and a little bit faster. And today I need to take the car up the autobahns back to the Nurburgring to go and see them, have a look at the parts that we're going to be fitting and tell you a bit more about it. And not only that, because the car has recently had the Sport Cup 2 tyres fitted, not the Winter Soto Zeros that were limited to 270 kilometers an hour, we should get quite a decent autobahn stretch on the way. So let's jump in, get this drive started and head over to RENNtech and tell you a little bit more about what's going to be done to my GTR. Let's jump in here then for what is going to be the last cold start of this 4-litre bi-turbo V8 until it has a new system installed. So you can see it's done 13,000 kilometers now. This thing is definitely no garage queen. I don't think anybody could ever say that. So let me fire it into life and let's hear how this sounds. Barks into life. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a good sound. The thing is, when we drove it with the GT3, the LT, and the GT8, this was by far the quietest. And I think that needs to be fixed, and that's where RENNtech comes in. So we're going to head over, we're going to be doing some ECU work, we're also going to be doing some downpipes. I'll show you more about those when we get there, but for now, this means, of course, that we have the Autobahn run to get the progress going, to get over to the ring, which is always fun in this thing. Change it up, go through the driving modes depending how it wants to be configured, and just have a blast. Please excuse me if I sound like a broken record, but these are the de-restricted Autobahn speed limit signs immediately as you exit Frankfurt. I've been driving for a couple of minutes, so there is no way that this car is warmed up and good to go and be driven as fast as the speed limits would allow you to go. Technically, of course, we could now be driving 300 if it was safe and clear to do so. It looks like it's been raining at some point, so I need to be vigilant of that and aware, because of course we're on semi-slick style tyres. The Sport Cup 2s aren't the worst if the weather is bad, but you still want to be careful and sensible of every factor possible, especially if you're going to be driving at any kind of speed. But this thing, I just love how multi-character it is. You know, from driving in comfort mode gently like this, even if I put my foot down in comfortable, it's not intrusive from the sound, and I think we'll be able to control some of the exhaust noise afterwards. The back box basically has straight pipes, so the air that goes out of the side exit exhaust, maybe we'll take a peek at that in a moment when we get to RENNtech, kind of doesn't really have anything to muffle in. It's just straight sound out, and that comes out when you're driving in race mode. But cruising along, easy, all normal. If we turn it up to sport, well, actually I'll go to individual mode I've got set up to be comfortable suspension, but full noise, full sportiness, those crackles, we're starting to be a bit warmer. Nobody's arguing that this car is slow. Nobody at all. In fact, you know the numbers. 585 horsepower standard, 700 newton meters as standard. It's set a ring time of just about 7 minutes and 11 seconds, which makes it astonishingly quick. Yes, there are other cars from Mercedes that have slightly different turbos. For example, the E63S and the S63, they have 612 horsepower. So yes, they have 27 horsepower more than this car does, but we're going to have a little bit more than that when all is said and done. For now, we can just enjoy some of the standard exhaust system crackles. I'll do a full comparison video, so obviously stay tuned for that when the work is completed. It's hard to imagine it getting better than those sounds. They're already so epic to begin with. And we're de-restricted again then, so drop some gears, wait for some space to open up, and get to put our foot down. Goodness me, it gets moving quickly. Obviously we've got a bit of traffic, but this is a Grand Tourer, particularly hardcore Grand Tourer, and I swear this might just be me, but I think the sound is quieter on the summer tyres than it is on the winters. I think that's probably a thing due to the different compounds used, but it's a car that you can drive gently, or you can go full boisterous mode. Put your foot down. It just picks up so quickly, and the shifts are so quick as well. Anyway, the clouds look like they're doing some weird things. Let's just hope it's clear on us today for the whole journey. It's about an hour and 45 minutes or so from Frankfurt to the Nurburgring. Fingers crossed for an uneventful journey, other than an enjoyable bit of driving. No, this isn't allowed. The first raindrops are falling. That's not what I wanted at all, although actually the road is bending this way where it looks a little bit drier. Fingers crossed it's going to stay dry. One thing I quite like is if you just give a squeeze of the throttle pedal, you get these cracks going off. There we go. Just silly entertainment. Oh goodness. This car has, you might have just spotted the red light that comes on, the warning light, the adaptive cruise control. If you follow too closely, it's to let you know that the pre-save system can't effectively stop you in that distance if the car in front slams on its brakes. And that was something we discovered when driving the car on track that was really quite irritating, because it would detect cars in front of you braking for a corner, obviously braking very hard because that's the whole point of driving on a racetrack, and it would automatically put on the brakes in here. Now you can slightly disable that system in part, the brake assistance, but to fully disconnect it you actually have to hardwire a fuse switch. So we're going to look into doing that as well and see if something like that's possible, because to be honest, for a track car it's blinking irritating to drive it on the track because it's always braking you. It seems such a strange system that there's no track mode you can disable that, or maybe there is and I just don't know it, and one of you is going to tell me that I'm a little bit wrong about this. For now though, I'm just hoping it's going to get a little bit less busy, and it stops drizzling. That's quite important as well. Well, it's safe to say that this weather is rather the opposite of what I wanted to be driving in. We just got freed from the traffic jam, and then the heavens have opened, and it is a disaster. Not helping me here, people, not helping me. I don't really know what it is, but in a second, a development mule of some description is going past us. There we go. Nicely camouflaged and protected and hidden away. Who even knows what that is lurking inside the camo? This thing just sounds so good. Unusually, the weather is actually getting better as I'm getting closer to the Nurburgring, which is totally the opposite to how it normally is. Anyway, this bit is restricted, it's limited to 130 kilometers an hour, so unfortunately, this has been a bit of a fail on that front. However, where it is not going to have been a fail is the trip to RENNtech, so we will get there in a second and start having a look at the goodies. And here we are, the RENNtech building is just over there with Black Falcon, so we shall drive around. There are always tons of nice cars around here. Purple GT3 RS, yellow GT4, lined up everywhere. Right, in we shall go. Come on in then to RENNtech Europe's new base here at the Nurburgring. They've just moved into the new workshop, so still work in progress, but we can see already there is a very nice Mercedes C63 Black Series lurking just inside the door. Very rare machines, but we will jump straight to the point here. The GTR is inside the workshop, and you can see right here the new parts that are going to be fitted to the AMG GT R, the new downpipe that has come over from RENNtech in the US. I'll talk you through those parts in just a second. But the first thing I want to touch on is the exhaust system on the AMG GT R. Now, I alluded to this a little bit earlier. It's slightly deceptive. Everybody sees those central twin pipe exits in the middle, but what they don't necessarily notice is these pipes either side. They're integrated into the diffuser, surrounded by carbon fiber so it doesn't melt the plastic of the bumper. But what's actually happening here is these pipes exit before the back box that comes to the central exhaust tips. What that means effectively is under full load, full acceleration or revs, those are about as loud as you can get, which means changing the exhaust box is completely pointless because it won't be any louder than the standard titanium system. That means if you want more noise out of a GTR, you can go down the downpipe route. These parts that we have then, the new downpipe, two separate sides of course for the independent Vs of the V8. You've got insulated parts that come straight out of the back of the engine, then leading down towards the rest of the exhaust system you have these new HJS 200 cell Sport Cats, still with catalytic converters, but basically these are going to make it a whole lot noisier than it starts out. So as well as installing the downpipe, we will also be fitting a new ECU into the car that should raise power and torque, and we'll see that on the dyno. So stay tuned, we'll be back track to take this car onto the dyno when the parts are installed to see quite how much power it makes when it has these new components installed. So needless to say, I'm quite excited to hear what this is going to sound like on my car. I might have had a sneak peek before now, and if you've watched my Instagram stories over recent days, you will see that I heard a RENNtech AMG GT R, and basically it sounded incredible, which is why we're here doing this. So, exciting times. I'm going to say farewell to the GTR for today, but we will be back very soon to experience this when it is all complete. Lurking outside here is a very familiar RENNtech AMG GTS. Now, I drove this very car. In fact, it joined us as part of the Shmi 150 team on Street Gasm Rally last year. So Lucas from RENNtech Europe came along, brought the car with him, and we got an opportunity to check it out in detail. It's had quite a few upgrades. Lucas drives it a lot here on the Nordschleife to experiment, develop, test out new things, new updates, new setups, new configurations, new tunes, new components, and all of the like, just to see whether they actually work in the real world, which is kind of cool as well. My GT 555, a little bit like SSS. It's got a new diffuser, new wing on the top. It's got new side skirts, sitting lower, new suspension spring setup, new carbon fibre parts around the front from RENNtech as well, just giving it more aggression, as well as, of course, keeping it down. Lower front spoiler means less air can get underneath, means more downforce and grip, of course, when you're driving on the track. Anyway, it looks awesome, it sounds awesome, and in the not too distant future, my car should sound even more awesome, or at least that's the hope. We're surrounded in the heartland of Nurburgring activity, all sorts of cars. Oh, that's very nice coming past there. GT3 RS 997.2 with the blue and red. But yes, nice cars everywhere. We've also got the RENNtech A45. I always love that number plate that I've featured in a video before now also, which is quite nice to see again. So the GTR is inside the workshop. Exciting times ahead with what's going to be done with that. I'm certainly very, very excited to be back here to show you what it's like when all of the work is completed. It should have, well, let's say well over 600 horsepower. It should sound absolutely nuts, and we're going to be hearing that in a couple of days' time. So stay tuned, watch this space. A big thanks already to RENNtech in advance, because I know this is going to be awesome, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But that is it for this time, guys. Thank you very much for following my adventure. I'm sorry I didn't get to stretch the legs on the Autobahn, but we will do that again very soon with the new downpipe system, and it will sound even better. Anyway, I'll wrap this one up for there. Thank you as always for watching, and I will catch up with you again very, very soon. Cheers.